I'm Sandi Arensman, and I own Hair by Arensman. Thank you so much for coming today, and I really appreciate having the time to share with you what I have learned through a lifetime of being an artist as a hairdresser and colorist. So when you walked in the door, what I was thinking, and as we got talking, how do we go through analyzing how can I help you? So the first thing is when someone walks in the door, I look at the 3 focal points, and what those are your head, torso, and legs. Say, for instance, you're not as tall as some people. I'm not, but the longer you wear your hair, and if you have a long face, you're dragging yourself down. Also, when that hair stops at a certain point, you look wider and shorter. So that's not a good thing to do. Most women don't want to look bigger. But on a facial shape, what I do is the first thing I'll do is look at what your face is. If you have shape, if you have someone that really, you don't know what it is, you can take a pencil, or even like I take a comb and go, okay. So wherever this comb pops off the head, that's telling you your shape is like this, and down here. So when I first look at you, the fullness that you have is in your cheeks. And you have a longer face, but what happens is it becomes more oval when I take these bangs back.
Yeah, it totally changes.
It does. Okay, the other thing we want to do is look, how broad are your shoulders? Sometimes we have huge shoulders, very thin and tall, and a super long neck. The thing you do not want to do is have something that flicks out or something up above here. Well, it can be a little lower, but not higher than right here. I just said that wrong. Opposite. You don't want something that's going to accentuate broad shoulders. If you have a face like mine that's starting to fall, and I'm vintage, what I want to do is pull everything up. You've got really great cheekbones. So our focal point is eyes. When you know you have the right hairstyle, when you walk into a room, your eyes show. So as they say, eyes are the window to the soul. They are. So different facial shapes are, do you have more of a creamy jaw? It's really good that where you have like your jaw comes in, you're wearing something that's scooped, so it broadens out a little bit. Your shoulders are really, really tiny. So not only do you have a line like this that accentuates your face, but you also have a little bit of a U. So I love the necklace and all, and padding the shirt like that, you break it up. Whenever you have anything really solid like this, you're going to have something that makes it soft. Whatever your facial shape is, and you can look at that, you turn it exactly opposite. So when you have a long face like this, the style should turn this way. When you have a tall forehead, like I don't have a forehead, okay? My forehead is that big.
Okay.
So I have the choice to either wear bangs that come over to the side or pull all my hair back so that it opens the eye. Like I don't wear straight across. It's not really good for you either. You need to open up the face. Open all that up. If you have,
either pull it down here or pull it all the way back?
for me.
Okay.
But where you have a little bit bigger forehead, you need to go over to the side. How do you decide which side? If you have a cowlick that is just going to kick in and you absolutely can't make it move, okay, put it over there. But technically, when I look at your face, this is your low eye. Everybody's got a lower eye and a smaller one. This is your high eye. When you drape it across this, it evens out your eyes. Take a look at news announcers. It's really predominant. Okay.
So people should look at a picture of themselves and see which eye is lower, which eye is higher, which eye is smaller, and then angle their bangs toward whichever eye.
If you have a part.
Okay.
Exactly. So like if you have just a really long face, never part it down the middle unless you have something that you're going to drape it going back. Like longer hair and you have some type of movement with it, meaning curls or something, you'll drape it back a little bit and then you have the curls. Now, also with that, a round face, a lot of people think they have a round face. No, they don't. Their fullness is right here. That's why they appear to feel like they have a round face. They don't. Maybe you have a Jennifer Aniston face. If you look at her, she has a little bit bigger jaws and a real, like this type face. She has her hair cut in like this. She has extensions. That's not her. It is, but they have enhanced whatever she had. You can also do color, like have the placement of color change your facial shape. So we've gone through rounds, we've gone through oval.
So a round face, someone who actually has a round face, like a true round face, how would they know that they have a round face?
Have a good hairdresser.
That's right. See Sandy.
That's right. But with the round face, you want to be able to bring hair in a little bit.
Okay.
Because if you pull all that back, especially in a ponytail, it makes everything jet out. So with the hairstyle, you should look just as good from the side as the front as the back. Not everybody sees, you don't see all those parts, but other people do.
Yeah.
So it should look really good both ways. You may have a really flat head like this. You need a little bit more fullness right here. Okay. If you have like a larger nose, you definitely need back here so that it balances everything. Okay.
You have like a squarish face.
What I say is like that square face. What you're going to do is pull more of this back, but you can, or bring it over to the side, but you're going to be soft. Everything's going to be soft right around here. The way, the shape that you wear your hair, you need a little bit that'll come forward, but on this side for sure. You have a hard line, you need to soften it.
Okay.
The other thing you can do is don't have really dark hair. Your hair color shouldn't be as dark. If you have harder at the jaw or really hard like glasses that I do, you've got to make it softer, plus lighter. Think about a picture frame. If you have really dark hair right here and you have a really square jaw, you're emphasizing, you've got the picture frame back there. Okay, so you don't want to do that. The other thing, well, what I was going to say, Texas loves blondes. They do. We love blondes. But the lighter the hair, just me personally, I don't like longer light hair to a certain degree because it's hard to keep that hair in good condition.
Oh, because you're lightening and lightening and lightening.
Exactly.
Are there any tips or tricks they can use?
Absolutely. Make sure like a silk type aid that you use, like this one, that is actually a serum. Make sure that it doesn't coat your hair. It just adds shine and is a heat protectant. So you're going to use a tiny bit of this.
Something that absorbs rather than coats?
Yes, ma'am. So it is not going to make the hair feel slick. It's going to feel soft. When your hair feels like wet noodles, you need protein. When your hair feels really strong, like a fingernail file, you need moisture. Okay. So this has a little bit of both, but it's a mineral base, and it's like the same molecular weight as your hair, so your hair absorbs it. It doesn't coat it. People think shiny hair is good condition. It's not. It's not.
Just masking it.
For sure. I'm trying to think of other things. Also, with products that you have, you need that moisture or you need that protein. Say you're just at home, you really don't know what you need. Get a bowl of water, take a piece of your hair, put it just across the top of the water. If it sinks, you need protein. If it floats on top, most of it, you're okay. But if it like really, you take a fingernail and you pull a piece of hair and it, you know how with
like
ribbon.
ribbon.
Okay, so if you take your fingernail and pull and it just pops, you need moisture. Okay. Because it doesn't have the spring. Back to that, the worst thing you can possibly do is put your hair up when it's wet. It's horrible because hair expands when it's wet. When it's dry, it tries to shrink back. It won't. You pop and break it. Looks like a spring.
I wonder if that's why my daughter had so many broken bits up here, because she would always put her hair back when it was wet.
Except, think about, now I have it too, but I'm gonna touch her hair if that's okay. All right, you know where we have these baby hairs and we have fine hair? Okay, that baby hair is like an arm without a bone. It doesn't have all the parts, the medulla, which is the bone part. When you don't have that in there, it never grows. And when you have your hair colored, say you're doing like a darker blonde or something, that is the part that will take the color faster, or when you pre-lighten it, it lightens faster. If you don't have the parts, it's like a car. It may be sitting there, but it doesn't run. Okay. So that'll do a little bit of it too. Oh gosh, and you don't do that, so I'm so glad. When your hair, a lot of people don't realize that when they get a little bit more vintage or mature, don't have your hair real light or real dark, because it looks too hard. Think about somebody that has really dark hair and you're like, oh my. When it's super dark, it shows up every wrinkle. Same thing when you have
like
makeup.
that picture frame. Okay.
Exactly. Nobody wants to look older and wrinkles show up. Unless they're young kids and they don't need to look. We as mothers don't like that.
They can handle the dramatic
oh yeah,
contrast.
they can do all kinds of that.
What else would an older going vintage face, like what, aside from
less
lightening?
makeup?
Okay.
Less makeup. The hair color, like multiple. Right now, what is really in fashion with blondes is a little bit of gold. A little bit of gold. You can put it with a little bit of a cooler color, which is what we have right here. By the way, that has blue in it. It's a perfect color for your skin tone and for your hair color. And you know how we were looking at your eyes, talking about your eyes have, when they have those golden flecks, as you lighten your hair, you get more gold in there. You have more pigment, which the gold in your eyes, as you lighten it, it's what produces phytomelanin. So all I'm telling you is the darker your hair is, think of grapes. The bigger the pieces are, like the bigger bouquet of grapes. Okay. This would be like a lot of pigment that's close together. Blondes, you have smaller pieces and it's diffused.
Oh, the pigment within the hair itself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
All hair has, think of a cup of coffee that's really, really espresso. That's black hair.
Okay.
As you add water, it comes up to blonde. It has all the same colors in it, just diffused.
Awesome.
So that.
How do you with someone who is older, they don't want their hair to be too blonde or too dark, is there any other tip or trick in their coloring that based on their eye or the color?
You go to the eyes. If you have green eyes, you can go warm or cool. Now some hair, you can do all of it. You're good. If you do blue eyes, they look better with a cool or a silver or a platinum or something with their hair. You know, a little bit of that. You can actually do warm and cool. That's what you have. You have some warm with some cool. So between the two, it makes more of a neutral. Okay. When you have darker eyes and they're darker green, think of cat eyes. You know, they're that darker green, but they have gold in them. The darker your eyes are, usually the darker your hair is. Not always, but
so if you add color, what would you do?
I would go up to what's in style right now is a little bit of a lighter brown. If you don't know what to do, keep in the browns. Okay. Keep in the blondes. Don't go more than 2 levels lighter than what your natural color is. Remember when we were talking about your eyebrows? The same light pieces that you have in your eyebrow should be on your head. If your skin's pink, you're the color well. The skin has more pink, you should have more of a yellow orange on top. So the color wheel, you're it. You have more yellow skin like we do, even though we've got some pink. It's not how light or dark the skin, it's how much pink or yellow's in the skin.
Oh, wow. So it doesn't matter whether you're light or darker toned, it's pinks or yellows. How does a person determine their pinks or yellows?
Okay, is it okay if I pinch you? Okay, so when you pinch, that part that's right there, see how it goes yellow? Not that part, but like that.
Ah, cool. And so some people will go pink and some people will go yellow.
It's very unusual that you have pink. Very unusual, especially in the US now, because we're more multicultural, and you're not going to see a lot of pink skin. But when you look at different skin tones or different, it's depending on your heritage. Like blondes that are in California or more southern Texas, New York, Wisconsin, you all have different colors of blondes. What is predominant for like California, they're out in the sun a lot, they go on the beach, they get up to white, like wet noodle white, not the feel, but it's white. If you're in Wisconsin, you usually have really light eyes, and it's super easy to get them blonder. They have light eyes, light skin, light everything. And it's cold up there too. If you're in, say, Texas or certain parts of New York, there's a lot of times where you have multicultural or your skin alone is darker. When you have darker skin and darker eyes, you go more orange and red until you get an acceptable color. Because a lot of people say, like if they would look at your hair, they would go, oh, you're brassy. Oh, you're orange. You're so red. You're not, but as a hairdresser, it's not the label, it's what you see. It's not my label. I call you a golden blonde that's warm and cool. But you might say, oh, it's just really brassy. I need to understand what you're saying. I love pictures. I love pictures. Because when you look at a picture, I'll say, what do you like about this? Or when you come in and walk in, I'll say, what do you like about your hair? 9 out of 10 times you tell me what you don't like, which tells me what I need to do to help. Or you say, I love my curl. I love my curl. Okay, this is one I never hear. I like my calyx. I have 5. That's why I bleach my hair, so I can control them. Let's see. Other things would be my facial shape. I'm always a little fat. Well, maybe what we need to do is have a little bit of softness right here around cheekbones, but keep your fringe or bangs, depending on, you don't want to say bangs in Europe. You want to say fringe. What would look better for you? Sometimes just a little bit of soft bangs, not as heavy as mine, just a little bit of soft bangs, like a fringe. Think of a dress that has fringe. It's softer. So you could still have a little bit of fringe for bangs, but you can like move them a little bit and have more of hair that moves. So when you walk into a room, do you want to be just like, I'm going to blend in, I'm in the background, or do you want to go, I'm here, or do you want to go, hello, I am here. Do not avoid me. It's how you do it. Or maybe you want to have something soft that's professional, but a little bit of an edge. So that's some of the things I need to know. And texture of hair. Hair's a fabric. So if you have like pieces that are coarser, maybe you're just now starting to have some sparkles, badges of honor, stress highlights. They can be 2 different, the rest of your hair can be one type of texture, baby fine, and then the rest where it's a little bit wiry, I'll sit there and tell you, oh, when you get more gray, you're going to have the best head of hair ever.
Awesome.
It's wonderful. Cool. Or as you get more gray, it's baby fine, and it's like wimpy, and you have medium kind of good hair, but then it goes I can't make my hair stand up. I can't make it hold at all. I can walk outside in the humidity, and by the time you leave this door from the salon to get in the car, it's already wimped out.
So how do you deal with gray hair that has, or silver hair, that has gone fine and wimpy? How does someone deal with that?
The best thing you can do is use bleach. I know a lot of people go screaming from the building, but it's not, bleach is not the driver or the car. Let me start over. If you have bleach, it's not the car. If you've had an experience where the bleach broke your hair off, usually 99% of it is the stylist that did it.
It's the driver of the car. I got you.
Yep.
I see the analogy now.
So it has to be.
It's not the tool, it's the one who wielded the tool.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
And that's why I don't use cheap products. It's vegan, it's green, it's everything. I have tons of clients that come in that have had cancer, or they are lupus, high blood pressure. Yes, high blood pressure, gluten. They can't take gluten. Then you need specific products. An aspirin stays in your blood for 24 hours. Then if you've had bypass surgery, your body doesn't absorb things right, your hair is going to fall out more. There's a lot of things that go on. So make sure to a stylist that you tell them what herbs you take, tell them what vitamins, I mean, everything that you do. Last night I had a client in and she's like, I don't understand why my hair is falling out. Through a set of questions, she's on migraine medicine. Well, that constricts and opens and changes your blood flow.
So she's not getting enough blood flow to her hair.
It changes on and off. So like when I do color on her, where she's had the headache, maybe right here, that's the part that doesn't take.
Okay.
So through the years of traveling all over the world, I can tell you whether you're too much alcohol, too much, because, or even, I mean, there's tons of things. When I put a color on, it turns purple or violet. Get it off then.
Oh, wow.
There can be, like, I can tell if you're on speed. I can tell all kinds of things. And that's just through the years of working and knowing what the chemistry of your product is and your test tube. How can I work with what you have? You can't like quit taking thyroid medicine. You can't. I have to make it work for you.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't use anything in here that's made from, say, a third world country. We don't use, I mean, there's distilled water for a reason. A client might tell, or a stylist tells you, oh, but it's pH balanced. All that doesn't really say anything. pH balanced to what? Or they'll say, for instance, my product, it's the same pH as distilled water. Distilled water is alkaline, excuse me. So.
And that's not good for your hair? So your hair, what's your pH of your hair?
Okay, the pH of your hair, skin, and nails is 4.5 to 5.5. Okay. Depends on, like, if you eat the wrong food, it comes out in your blood, which comes out your sweat glands. I'm trying to remember what my mentor said, and I think this is right, but your sweat glands secrete 90% more than your kidneys.
Oh, wow, that makes sense. Your skin is your largest organ of your body.
Mm-hmm. So that's like, okay. Everything, if you're healthy inside, it's going to show on the outside. If you're healthy on the outside, it's going to be good on the inside. So eating right, exercising, and then you're going to have better, like you said, organs, hair, everything works together in your body. So health's a huge issue. And I'm sure people don't tell you that about your hair.
Yeah, we never talk about how that affects a person's hair. Like when we're talking about our health, we talk about our organs, our skin, our immune system, but we never talk about how that affects the hair.
If you have psoriasis, You don't be needing to get your hair colored during that time unless you just like really want to. But I also have chemicals that I use within color that can help assist if you have certain spots so it doesn't burn. Now, I try to talk you out of it, but sometimes it's a necessity for your job. You are a professional. You have to portray the professional.
So how do you work with people who, I never thought about having a psoriasis flare-up on one's scalp. Like how does a woman deal with psoriasis flare-ups and her hair?
Legally, I don't want sued. So legally, you need to talk to a doctor, a dermatologist, figure out on your scalp what you can do to help it. Then you get your skin okay, then I can do it with your hair. But legally, I'm not getting sued. I know what you can do, but I'm not going to tell somebody.
Yeah. So how do you approach a client and work with a client who has psoriasis and has to
have it done? I will do some type of oiling technique so the color or the bleach does not touch your head.
That makes sense.
Even if you're pregnant, legally, I tell you, go talk to your doctor. I don't want to be responsible for that. But if it's not touching your scalp, that's a different thing. But I want a doctor to tell you it's okay. Yeah. But I will tell you, with like, say you have a lot of gray, and you need your hair done, and you have health issues that are like on your scalp, depending on what the issues are, I will put products that don't touch your scalp. It doesn't necessarily have to be in foils. Foils just mean it's the way, the technique that you did. It doesn't necessarily mean the outcome. But there's many different things you can do to help with you and it look good, but not touch your scalp.
That's awesome. So you can actually fully cover someone's whole head of hair without touching their scalp. Awesome.
But I have to explain to them, what am I doing and why? And repeat back, and I make you repeat it back to me, because what you're hearing may not be what I'm hearing. You talk normal people talk, I talk hairdresser talk. Yeah. But that's why when we're talking, I'll say, okay, so let me repeat back what you said. I think this is what you said. And then I'll repeat back to you what I think you said, because that may not be what I thought you said, nor what you meant. Does that help?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So we covered square face shapes, we covered round face shapes. What do I have?
Oblong. You have more than
oblong. So what other face shapes are there?
You have a square, which we talked about that. You could have a diamond. How you tell that is like right here where it pops off from the head. Right here, it's usually at the cheekbone, and then it pops back in.
So it'll go more narrower jaw.
Yeah. And always make sure when somebody's doing your hair and they're trying to see where your, for lack of a better word, sideburns are, don't just feel on the jaw. Your jaws are not even. You couldn't open your mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they have to be offset. Thank you, my dentist.
I had no idea.
Well, it's like when you know how when your grandmother, or as you get older, well, my grandmother, all she ever saw was everything's red. It could be green, and she'd think it's red. It's because the cones in your eyes die, so what you really see is red.
Oh, wow.
You're not crazy. It is red. That's what you see. I have a great eye doctor, too.
So, okay, sorry. So diamond shape.
Diamond, oval, square, round. Diamond, oval, square, round.
Sweetheart, is that?
No,
that's heart shape.
Yeah.
Okay. Heart shape.
Sweetheart's good too. The heart shape. So what that means is you actually make a heart. So your widest point is right here. I'm going to take my hand right here, but your forehead is really little right here. But you have a point, so it's actually there, and you come down.
So does that sort of person have that hairline that kind of?
A widow's peak.
Oh, cool.
Like that.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like their widow peak. Guess what? In the Victorian times, that meant a sign of beauty. So revere it and love it. We women are awesome.
We women are awesome.
Yeah.
How does someone with a, what shape haven't we covered? How does someone with a diamond shape, how does that affect the choice in hair color they should make? Or hair shape, sorry, haircut.
Yeah, that's fine. So if you're more of a diamond, you need to like break this up. The diamond part goes like that. So it's better if you have something that comes across or soft bangs. Maybe something that's a little bit longer that goes this way for bangs. Or fringe, they're going to bend like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have them longer where you just have a little bit that head at the cheekbone. Okay. Then where you come in like this, you need to make sure that the hair is a little bit light right here and a little bit darker right here. Okay, because that's going to even this out. If you have, for instance, you can't tell if you have warm or cool skin, if you have pink or yellow, stay to a color that you know makes you feel better, makes you look better. Think about when you go into a clothing store, okay, and you put something up next to your face and it makes your eyes look really like, for instance, you look very sallow. You look like you need makeup on. Your eyes look dark. It just drags you down. That's a color you don't want to wear, ever.
So you would look at that color and then kind of, if it's, like you can balance that in, how would you balance that into hair color?
Okay, so if it's a color that looks good on you, you've got to have a little bit of platinum with that. Right now, if you have yellow hair against yellow skin, you have yellow jaundice, meaning it makes you look like that. If you have pink skin, think for strawberry redhead. If you have pink skin, you need that orange in there to counteract it. Okay. So you have yellow with pink. So they're crossed on the color.
Okay.
If you can't tell, get a piece of foil, just plain old foil that's in your room, in your kitchen. Foil. Put it up here. If you look good with the foil, you have more of that yellow skin, so you stay more with violets and purples and blues. You could actually go to forest green, but that has more blue than yellow. Or come in and see me. I'll help you.
She does consultations.
Yes, I do. What else? I'm trying to think. I think we kind of went through everything, didn't we?
I think so.
Okay.
That's color good.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you so much for coming in. I had a great time.
This is fantastic information.
Good.
This is, people need to know this.
Yeah. It would make their life easier.
Especially the questions to ask a stylist. So awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I will see you later.
Sandi Arensman, Hair by Arensman. It's
Yes.
hairbyarensman.com, yes?
Yes, actually. There's how you spell my name.
You need to get a lot closer. Bring it on over. Hair by Arensman. Awesome.
Yeah, that's my own product line. It's paraffin free, PAVA free, everything to make your hair color and you look better. Because it makes me look better.